Hi everyone, Chris Gifford, Gifford's on the Go. Suzanne's not with me, she's actually at work right now. I've been editing video that you're about ready to watch. And I'm super excited about this video because the couple that we got to meet at Nomad Fest are two fantastic people. They have been traveling the last couple of years in a vintage RV and just living and enjoying life. Two of the nicest people we have met. Had lots of laughs. I got to learn a little bit and get some great words of wisdom in this video. So I really hope you enjoy this one. If you liked it, please remember to hit the like button, hit the subscribe. You know, added some bloopers at the end because we had a lot of laughs in this one. Enjoy the video. Thank you.
When we got the trailer out, the response from the public. The way I describe it, there's those women like my grandmother, and there's those wonderful women that we have as our wives. They can just do about anything. And I have one of those. But I'm just glad to see when I meet another couple like us, that you remind me of us years ago. And we still have fun, we kick around.
Oh, yeah.
I'm 63. I'm 63. But most of the girls don't think I'm that old.
That's good.
And because I'm active, and I just say, hey, I'm not going to let age bother me.
And they think I got a sugar daddy.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, other girl, her sister's so jealous of her she can't stand it. She says, you just spoiled rotten.
I was in middle school when he was passing by to go to work.
I'm a few years older than her, but it's okay. Hey, it works, you know.
That works too.
So when did you guys meet?
1981?
Yeah.
1981. I just come back from an overseas tour. I was gone for 4 years. And just, for some reason, after being gone so long, not seeing many women. she caught my eye. No, I wasn't that way at all. I was living in Europe. I had quite a very good life. And I'd done travel the world at 27 years old, 26 years old. And grew up kind of, it was neat. It was neat. I have a lot of life experiences from some awesome people. And that's, you see the results.
Yeah.
You know, hang your hat like you hang your hat and be what you're going to be.
And I was just a good old farm girl.
She was about, her personality was sweet. And her kindness. That's very important stuff.
First, thank you for your service.
You realize now how important that is to get to that next opportunity in life.
Exactly.
Which we want to be more, set our days how we want to set.
Exactly.
Be able to stay after an event like this and say, we can stay in the area for a little while. Now get a vibe for the town.
Yeah.
Because with these towns, you know, when everybody's here, you don't get a vibe for it.
This also allows for those little extra times to have conversations like this.
Exactly.
And get to know some extra people. We've been fortunate enough over the course of this event, and it's our first event that we've ever been to, getting to actually meet you guys, meet so many of the people that we watched, but even the ones that we've never seen before, getting to have conversations with. And they don't end up being, you know, the 10-minute, well, are you enjoying the weather here? Are you,
Right.
They have been deep conversations. I mean,
Exactly.
we met one couple on Friday, was it Friday night? I think it was. You never know. And we find out his brother was one of the 58 that was shot in Vegas.
Las Vegas.
No.
And, you know, that was kind of their catapult to really, you know, we're rethinking life and,
Right.
and how to live it. And we've had similar type of things that catapulted ours. So kind of segueing that in, was there anything that catapulted your decision to start living full-time in this awesome little
Holiday
home?
Rambler.
I would say for us it happened earlier in the around 2008, 9.
When the housing market went. Pew.
Yeah, we had real estate properties. I got kind of in a crunch there with all that. A lot of money hanging out there. But besides that, that was just that. The other part of it was our parents.
Yeah.
We had been contemplating, because I took her west several times about having a traveling lifestyle when we finally got to retire. And I told her, I may be retiring early, looking out 10 years, 5 to 10 years.
Right.
I'm beat up.
Yes.
I want to be free. I want to have all this off my head. Part of that process when you're looking for that release, for that, I want to have a life again, we got slammed with our parents being ill and things were happening that we couldn't control, but we're in control of us.
Yep.
And the economy, with our family, with so many different things, with our children.
And then we got sick. Found out within the same week. He had cancer. And I had to have spinal surgery.
In the same week, we got the results back.
And all we could do was cry. Because we were like, oh my God.
Now who's going to take care of it?
And at that time, I just lost my dad.
Yeah. And I lost mine. Yeah.
In that same year.
What year was this?
2012.
Yeah, and that was 2011.
Oh.
It was 2011.
It was 2000.
2012 is when we bought this.
Right.
Because that was part of this too. Without all of this going on, her dad was emphatic about us. Hey, when you get what you're going to get for travel, bring it to the house and stay in the backyard up in South Carolina.
Yeah.
He was all about it.
Oh,
Because he wanted to travel, but
he left me his truck.
Yeah.
He had a Ford F-250.
And that's what we started with.
Yeah.
We didn't have this, but we had a truck.
Yeah.
But both our dads wanted us to travel.
Yeah.
Because they wanted to, and because of medical situations with the wives, they could. You know, and
Their
that
wives,
was
yeah.
their wives, and that was part of getting it together. Well, we inherited the truck. We inherited a bad economy. Things were not doing so great in the economy. Still had to help kids through college and all that, and finish that up. And it just all came through those life events. And then we said, we had bought this, and we were looking where we'd been going shopping for different trade. We'd stop and see something on the road. Well, the thing with these new ones, a lot of them, after 5 years, they leak and everything else.
Right.
And that's what I had some friends that had trailers at work. And I didn't know a lot about RVs because I was a tent camper. I knew about tents. I knew about backpacking. But I didn't know much about RVs other than what my friends were telling me. I says, man, he says, man, I'm camping out at the RV place with my trailer. I said, you're doing what? He says, yeah.
Yeah.
They're staying there to get it fixed, to get all the leaks fixed, the electrical problems. I'm like, my God, I don't want to go through that. It scared me to death. And I got on the internet and heard horror stories, you know. So we said, well, we'll just do a tiny house. We won't do an RV. So let's find us an old one. We'll scrap the top of it. We don't have $6,000 for a heavy-duty chassis, but these old trailers, I knew had a good chassis on. So that's where this came up. She found it on Craigslist through our daughter-in-law. Check out this. This guy's got a old trailer for sale. So this is a Holiday Rambler was the ad, and for sale. So her and my son went down and checked it out on a rainy day. And,
Yeah, it was pouring.
In November, pouring down right after Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
In
2011.
2011. And she offered him, he wanted $800 for it. She offered him $4. I'll take it right now.
Yeah. His wife says, get it out of the yard.
Take the money. Give me the title. But it's okay. You get to meet these people.
Yeah,
and it kind of inspires you. Think if he can do it, I can do it.
Right.
And that's what I try to
So when you pulled this home,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. When I drug this home, we didn't have the right bolt on the truck. And the rubber was coming off the tires. The back end here, the underbelly was falling off. I mean, I thought we were going to lose a piece before we got to the house because we had to
how
go
far
get
was
it.
the drive?
30 miles.
That's it.
And we were going really slow. And as my son, I was in my car behind him and he was in the truck. And he pulls into our subdivision and he pulls around and a car cuts him off and he almost hit them.
Oh.
Coming in, I was like, really? We get it this far and somebody's going to wreck it right here. But
So-
it had been wrecked before.
Yeah.
The whole front end was bent in and everything.
Oh, really?
Oh,
We
yeah.
had to fix it. A lot of people don't know we had to fix all that.
Yeah.
Because when they did the damage to it before, they ripped the steps and everything off.
Oh,
So
wow.
when we got it,
They forgot to put the steps in and just drove off and hit
they must have
something.
hit a stump or something. Repairs were good on it. It was pretty good, so it was easy for me to work and take to the next level in the rebuild process.
Right.
It is the repurposing's what we call it. The
Yes.
repurposing. Yeah, and hey, and the other part of that story is when they brought it home and got it in the driveway. I'm looking out. It's kind of rainy, and the house I had there where my son lives now, I own that house too, but we kept that one. I was looking out the pond. We have a big pond in the back, and I was looking at the ducks play down there. And I had my coffee. I'd worked late that night, so I didn't go with them to get the trailer. I've been working a lot at work, and I'd gotten up late, about 10 o'clock, and
We were only supposed to go look at it.
Right.
But I'm
See if it
standing
had
there
good
looking out.
I was only supposed to go look at that too.
Yeah, I know how that goes. And I'm looking out the paint, the glass, the pond, and beautiful moment. And they pulled through the gate, the side gate. It was left open. For some reason, I think somebody had a plan with that side gate. There that comes that. I see my truck, my Dodge, and there's that trailer. This trailer.
But it didn't look like this.
I had to just. I was stunned.
His
I was in shock.
eyeballs were about this big out.
I had to set my coffee cup down. Then I walked around the table and I sat down. And I'm still looking.
And what are we supposed to do with this?
And Mom comes in with Sweetie. She says, and this is how she goes. She kind of had her head down. She looks over at me and says, Sweetie, you think you can fix this for me? I almost became a drinking man. Man, oh man. I said, I had to pause for a second, and I had a long pause there, and she's soaking wet.
Yeah, because
And
we were
we've
looking
been
at
outside,
it.
and I'm sitting there, and I'll tell you what. And I'm dead serious about this. I says, I'm not going to make any promises. I said, I'm not even. I won't know anything until we get in there and get it tore apart.
Yeah.
Get
If
it
there's,
ripped
see if
off.
it has even
And
bones.
rip this all off so we can inspect the chassis. I said, but we'll at least make our money back on the scrap. That was my process of thinking.
Right.
We'll scrap it,
Right.
and I'll
Get
have a
your
good
$400
chassis.
back. Yeah.
We get our
Well-
$400 back.
And you know, we bought it in November, but we had the holidays to go through and
Sit in the backyard for a
sit
couple-
in the
several
backyard
months.
for like 6 months. And then we found out we were sick.
Mm.
And when we found that out, all we did was cry to begin with. And
Yeah,
then
It's tough
we were
get
talking
through
to
it.
our son over the holidays, you know, and everything. And he says, well, if I get a break in the job, because he moved around with his job because he's a welder. He says, me and Jessica will move our trailer in the backyard and we'll get you started. We'll gut it. And so
Oh,
they
that's
gutted
huge.
it.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They gutted it for us, and
Yeah,
we worked. I mean, we worked on some of it too, even though we
Yeah.
were sick.
yeah.
And before he had to leave for his next job, me and him did. Well, he did too, but he was working like
Well,
60 hours a week,
Yeah, I worked
and
a lot.
still had to go through chemo.
Oh wow.
And so he was exhausted all the time. And we built the cabinets and did the bedroom and everything in there. then our youngest daughter, they're going to get married. She's going to marry this Navy guy. And they are going to be transferred to Hawaii. And we had promised them our master bedroom suite. She always wanted it from the day we bought it.
Oh my God.
And so we said, okay, we're going to give that to y'all for your wedding present. And she was thrilled to death. So they come over on the 4th of July. We're all hanging out. And she says, oh, by the way, we need that furniture like on the 7th. And we had to move in here July the 7th.
And the house was empty except for the stuff for this.
Right.
And our bedroom suite.
And the and the bathroom wasn't finished, and neither was the kitchen in here. So we had to get on the ball.
So did you use the house then for water and showering and everything?
Yes.
And
Yeah.
just slowly.
Because the shower wasn't working in this.
Oh,
or
yeah.
nothing. We didn't have anything there to work on it.
But we had to get on the ball because our first meetup was in Tennessee at Big South Fork National Recreation Area.
That was a maiden voyage for this trailer.
Yeah.
And what was the timeline from that July to the
October.
So I still
Giddy
had
up.
things, I still had things to finish up in the
Yeah.
campground up there.
Oh, wow.
So
surprise me. That's,
because I mean I've been working so much at work and trying to finish this thing up.
and you're exhausted. From
And
being
you know the weather always don't cooperate. I didn't have a big garage to put this under, so we had to tarp it. We worked under tarps doing this.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
A
wow.
lot of people don't know we worked under tarps doing this, and you know how the humidity can be in the south down there, Florida,
Mhm.
Georgia. It is humid, and there was days that it just I go in there and just melt. But we never. It wasn't a plan to keep this part of it. We were just after the chassis for the tiny house.
That's right. That's
so
right.
the
That was
part that
original
came
plan.
in, they said, "Well, why did you keep this?" Well, our daughter-in-law did a little rendering that's in there.
Yeah.
What
we
it might
kept
look like fixed up.
I told her, I said, I'm gonna change the
And you
outside
know-
color a little bit, but I like that concept.
Then we made a decision. Well, what about having a tiny house inside of it?
Right, which is what you
Okay.
How?
accomplished.
Yeah.
Because I was going to put a tiny house on this.
On
Put this on the
chassis itself.
property in Gainesville. So we then go buy a camper. That was my thought. Go buy a camper. But this turned out so different than what we had planned because
Yeah.
of you guys out here said, y'all said, oh, don't strip it off, keep it, and let us know how it
Oh
goes.
yeah, we talked to a lot of people on YouTube.
And they said, well, here's a picture of it. And I said, but it had holes all in it. There was a window air conditioner
gosh.
right there. It was beat to pieces.
When it rained, more rain was falling inside than outside.
And I just didn't know. I said, man, I walked up on that roof. I came down. I almost became a drinking man again.
I mean,
There was so much
wasn't this much rubber
tar.
on there.
tar,
Tar.
poured
Wow.
bucket tar.
Yeah.
Why? What?
Just
Because
this
of
Trying to
the
stop
leaks.
the people didn't know how to work on it.
Oh, that's right.
Now, I'm not an RV guy, but I worked on nuclear subs. I'm not too proud to ask. I don't know how this works.
Good.
Yeah.
And being that way, being in skilled trades as an electronics technician, an electrician, and doing, composites and plastics for the going to schools and learning different things and different aspects of things. I have a broad background on how to get things done.
Yeah.
So I'm a doer.
And I was an interior designer. So.
The amazing part is when we got the trailer out, the response from the public. It was never planned.
Right.
We didn't plan on anybody paying any
We
attention to
didn't
this.
know.
I mean, I
it
like
would
vintage
be
trailers, but I
such
wasn't doing it because it was vintage. I was doing it because it be our little part-time
House.
home
Yeah.
Yeah.
to see if we were
And I
going to.
told him I wanted something pretty.
And
Well, and that's true because a lot of these campers you step in and they're very dark.
Yes.
They're not. They don't have that feeling. Well, like you captured the inside of a cabin. I said that last
Yeah.
night. I said it feels like you stepped into a cabin, and it has that feeling. Where I think that's what campers were originally supposed to mirror or
Right.
mimic, was that feeling of taking your cabin to the lake or
Yeah,
having a cabin at the lake.
Exactly.
And the newer RVs don't have the character of the feeling.
Right.
And I think that's why the vintage cruisers and that's what we actually looked at in the very beginning. We were looking at a vintage cruiser, basically the
Turquoise,
same,
yeah.
the
Right.
turquoise one that they had, because we loved the vibrancy, we loved the color.
The
And-
whites with the turquoise, the
Yeah.
pops, the silver, the chromes.
Right.
The feeling of, it's like there was life inside of here.
Yeah.
And we were going to tow that behind a Jeep, and that was going to be where we were starting.
And life had another plan. So now you see we have a truck.
Now we have a truck.
37-foot trailer.
So,
Hey!
but that's why when I saw your stuff and we ended up on the same network, I'm like, okay, I want to meet you guys and get to do that. And now since we've been here, getting a chance to actually have a conversation with you, it's been very fun. With watching one of your guys' video, the one that we watched was your transformation, the showing the before and after.
Oh yeah.
And
Our featured video.
my response to her when I watched that, I'm like, it is bigger, more utilized, and better space than our 37-foot. This is ridiculous. What am I
that
doing?
A lot. Yeah.
And I would really love to get some video of the inside if you don't mind, because
no
it
problem.
is.
Well, you've seen it already, right?
I have.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that's good.
It is so beautifully done.
Thank
The
you.
craftsmanship that you have put in,
Thank you.
the design that you have put in.
It's the details. Even the little, I don't know if you caught it, but their little electric fireplace.
Yeah.
Yes.
And a lot of people don't know. Nathan called it the heater under the desk in the back to heat her feet with on a cool night.
When I'm
There's a little heater
working
in
on
there.
videos.
I didn't pull the
In-
chair out or anything.
In
so
the
I
wall.
didn't see.
There's a little heater there in the wall.
And it is. It's your home, but you've put yourself in an environment that is so happy, so
So warm.
fun
Yeah.
to
Yes.
to
It
be
is.
in, that you can't not wake up and go, I get to live this life.
Exactly.
And,
exactly.
and do that. You know, we feel very fortunate that
We've begun this
we've begun this
I'm so
journey.
happy
We're
for you.
happy for y'all. Oh my
Thank
God.
you.
To
Everybody that we talk to, we tell them, look, you know, if we meet somebody and you can tell they're not happy,
Oh.
and you're like, what's going on?
Stop.
And
I'm gonna
yeah,
be happy.
and
Yeah.
and we're like, and they're so excited when they see this, you know, and everything, and we're like, well, what's y'all's plan? What's your life plan? And they're like, life plan? I'm like, do you want to be a slave to your house forever?
Right.
And they're like, well, no, we'd like to live your life. And I'm like, well, you got a lot of changes. We're actually mentoring a guy now, him and his wife, because he got hurt on the job.
Oh, yeah,
And
that's the
so,
scariest.
yes, and they're too young to get,
Retirement, disability.
well, yeah, that and no Social Security.
Yeah.
They're not old enough. And they're downsizing now, trying to get rid of stuff and whatnot. And
And she was going to work for, when we met him, she was going to work for 3 or 4 more years.
yeah,
But then, after meeting with us, she says, you know what? Let's do it now.
yeah.
Because he was
Because
waiting
you
on her.
just don't know what's going to happen.
You do not know about tomorrow.
No, you know, and we dealt with a lot of that with our parents, and
Yeah, we're with
even
you.
this is full-time RVing. We want it to be full-time life,
Exactly.
and
Exactly.
it's part of our. It's about the experiences,
Right.
because everything is an experience that you get to
So-
have.
Well, our thing is talking to all these other people, and we, you know, they want to know how we did this and all this kind of stuff, you know, and we're like, it came down to this. We needed to free ourselves of all the stress we were under.
which was making you guys sick.
Exactly.
The other point that a lot of people kind of miss is they think we're flying up and down the road out here. We're not weekenders. We're not part-timers.
Yeah, this is our life.
This is our life, so we've got all the time we need. But it's just fantastic that you meet these wonderful kinds of people that want to include you in something they're doing. And we get invites all the time from stuff.
Nice.
We can't make it to everything,
Right.
but we're as it you know, things change and we get more time later on from family things that are going on with us right now. It's different for everybody.
Yes.
It'll be different for you than us, but the theme is still there. Yeah, snore box. The theme is still there.
Right.
We'll hook up when we can,
Yeah.
and we're going to have a great life. And there's just more to do than sit around the front porch and worry about a house.
So now, where's your home base? Like, do you take any long stints where you take 2 months off the road, or?
Well, we are for the holidays. We're going to
Okay.
be at our son's house
Usually
to help
that's when
him
people
out.
go home or to a
Yeah.
home
Well,
base.
here's our situation. What's important to us is our grandchildren and our
Yes.
children.
Yeah.
We have grandchildren
Yeah.
in Florida, Georgia there.
Yeah.
We have those 3 right there. And we have 3 in LA.
Oh.
So, and we have family all in between. And so that's what we do.
And
We just
we're-
meander.
we meander, we ramble.
Yep. We ramble.
We don't do 400 miles a day. I think going across Kansas just to get to Colorado because of weather. Sometimes the weather will affect your travel,
Yes.
which I've learned.
Yes.
And I will have to do maybe 100 extra miles. But there's a timeline in there because I don't like driving at night.
We don't
I don't
like
like
stopping
hitting-
and unhooking at night
No,
either.
and
I don't like hitting big city traffic
Yes.
and being backed up in that. So I'll drive around. You know, I'll
we'll
take
take the
a
long
long
way
way
around.
around to avoid all that. Flat tire, you got to prepare for that. As an RVer, there's certain things you got to have the tools for right there. You don't be digging through your truck and stuff. You want that tire stuff right there. Yeah, my plug kit's right there with all the tools to take the tire off.
He had that sucker done in 20 minutes. Bam, boom.
You remember the people that you meet on the road doing this.
Exactly.
And you remember them for a long time. I can't tell you what the people's names were that lived next to me for 10 years.
There you go.
And
Yeah.
because you never created a memory with them.
Right.
You never had the deep conversations. You never had the laughter that comes along so much with this lifestyle.
Exactly.
well, this is a much more relaxed, and that's the thing is a lot of people are far more relaxed. We
It's
watch-
less stress.
You haven't had your showers. You haven't had your food.
Exactly.
So
You don't
that's when
know.
RV becomes stressful,
Yeah.
right there. I said you have to take the time to recognize when
Exactly.
somebody needs space, when somebody needs food. You know, if you don't pack your snacks.
Exactly.
I mean, it's the reality.
Yeah.
Since you've started RVing, how has your relationship changed?
Hours? Oh, we're definitely less stressed.
Well, I would say our relationship's much better. I'm in more tune with her, I think, than I could be before with work and stress and everything that went on. I think that we're more in love now because we have time for each other.
Seriously.
That's
And
so
and
why
I
not?
love
And
doing.
we can have fun now.
And I
not be
just-
stressed about it.
I just ask her, is there anything I can do for you today?
I know. So
I says,
sweet.
is there anything you need me to do? Because now I have the time to ask her and love her and take care of her.
Meeting so many people that have had positive relationships, positive role models, is we learn. You
Right.
learn.
Oh, yeah.
And your relationships only get better because now, I didn't realize I was not supposed to. But
Exactly.
this is a better way to function. This is a
Right.
better
Yeah.
way to be in a relationship.
You get to like each other.
Yeah.
And we talk about that a lot. You know, it is. It's one thing. You know, we love our dogs. We say I love you a lot of times, but to truly like the person that you're with, where you want to take and go, you know what, the guys are going and doing something that I absolutely want to do, but I would still rather spend my time with her than go do some of that
Yeah.
stuff. And you know, we find ourselves at times not doing some of the things that we really want to do because we don't want to do it without each other.
And that happens to us too.
Yeah.
It does. And that relationship, and you'll start to recognize, you will become closer.
Yeah.
And the other thing is our promise to each other, because we love this so much. Is what if something would happen to one of us,
Right.
the other keeps going.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
our
Absolutely.
promise.
Yeah.
And we live by that promise.
Right.
And it just takes all the burdens off.
Right.
It just takes everything away. This is it.
And we meet so many couples that say, "Oh, so and so passed. I couldn't do this." And we've talked about it. He says, well, "Would you continue this?" I said, "Yeah, but I'd downsize a lot. I'd probably
Well,
be,
yeah.
and I'd be by myself. I'd probably be in a van or a seat."
Is there something new since you've started RVing that you've learned about each other that you didn't know prior to moving into your tiny home, your RV?
Like an attribute or a character trait that you didn't realize each other had.
I would say with her, I just didn't realize what effect I had on her. Because in our relationship, I felt like she really does pay attention to me. And what I'm doing, I sit there and mumble something. What'd you say? Okay.
You heard that?
Before, she was in her office in the house, the room. I could sit there and mumble and talk to myself. Whatever.
Yeah,
Never get. But here, you're in a smaller space. And she says, I heard that. I'm in here on the computer, and you heard me all the way back there. You know, and that's probably just one of the little things, you know. There's probably several others, but...
How about for you?
He didn't know I was OCD.
Yeah, OCD.
You mean things had to go back where they came from?
Wait a minute.
Well, you know,
You know.
everything has a place and everything in its place, and that's
All
how
right.
you keep it.
Chapter 4. Miss Sharon's words of wisdom.
You may be writing a book here.
I'm thinking I'm going to have a good book going on things.
That's awesome.
What I've learned, he's very patient. He is very patient, and I knew he was patient before, but he's really, really patient.
Part of what I've discovered here is our love to do for one another.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to help her with the laundry and stuff, and I'll do, you know, I'll try it. But she says, I got it. Hey, come here a minute. Oh, okay.
You've been doing it for 37 years by yourself, you know.
But I've never been not to want to help. But I feel good when I do that, when I'm helping.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
It satisfies me to a great degree.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of this too, is we have time for each other, we can help each other.
Kind people like yourselves, like so many that we've met here, and it's part of what we love about the RVing community.
Exactly.
In a whole is just Where can everybody find you?
At the Phoenix Ramblers on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, same channel, the Phoenix Ramblers.
Phoenix Ramblers. We'll put a link down below. This has been a wonderful conversation.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for spending your time giving me some great book information. We will definitely be taking notes.
Okay.
All right.
And hopefully we can meet
Sweet.
up on the road again.
Oh,
For sure.
definitely.
Yes.
Definitely stay
Yeah.
in contact.
And it'll be great.
Yeah.
It always is. When we're so excited to go to RTR and meet our friends from last year.
And 3 couples from here are going.
And we're going to get to meet them again.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And it just never stops. It just never stops. And it's a wonderful life. It's wonderful. I just love it.
Yeah. Well, it was
Well,
wonderful meeting you guys.
Same here.
Thank
Truly
you.
inspiring.
Very
And,
much so.
I feel honored that you have mentored him some.
Anytime, dear. Anytime.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for helping. Thank you again. We had Johnny's words of wisdom. I'm going to have Mr. Bobby's words of wisdom when my turn comes around because I'm getting schooled here right now.
Oh, okay. And I just feel like
I'm going to be here when this video is all said and done, and I'm going to have a booklet. And when I go to Eric and maybe say, can we publish a book? And it's going to be the Holiday Rambler, Bobby's Words of Wisdom from Nomad Fest 2018.
Yeah. Funny thing is, you say sometimes, she says, you're just my little boy.
Yeah.
What'd I do now?
What I do now? Yep.
Then she comes in there.
Chapter 5.
She looks over. You want a cup of coffee? Is that an order? Or do I say yes or
Do
no?
I have a choice here?
Yeah.
I'm feeling like if I don't drink the coffee, you're going to dump it on me.
I said, well, I must have done something. You're not in your 50s yet, are you?
No.
You're in your 40s, right?
I have
48,
10 months to go before I hit
50.
50.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I thought 40 was a big deal. But boy, when I got to 50, that was a bigger deal.
You know,
Not to give you no shock therapy here, but
I don't know if meeting you has been a really good thing for my ego or my building, because you're cooking for your wife, which she's finding to be very sexy.
I'm killing it.
My wife is making comments about, you see that? You see that, son? You might want to take some notes.
Son.
But I'm hoping we can still be friends.
Yeah, I can just see the video. Chris, this one's for you. Not really.
I may do that. Chris, this is for you, my friend.